Welcome back to Layton's Mystery Journey, Katrielle and the Millionaires Conspiracy Deluxe Edition. A lot of words. Today we'll be continuing from where we left off into Chapter 2, Murder on the Thames. But here's the story so far. Tonight is the final night of one of London's great traditional events, the Riverside Festival. Inspector Hastings calls the agency to let Katrielle know of an incident that's occurred, probably. The team rush to meet him, only to find that in fact... Well, we don't know what happens in fact yet, that's what we're going to find out tonight. Also, fashion farthings continue to add up, which means we have more and more options in the wardrobe. How many do I have now? I have 12, so we almost have enough to dress up the dog. We're so very close. Let's see, what would I wear to a Riverside Festival? Probably not that. It is winter, but in-game I don't think it's really winter right now. There is the dating dress. Rivers are blue. How about let's go monotone mini dress for now, unless chat has a specific other request later. So, now I'm wearing it. Alright, let's take a look around the outside of Scotland Yard. We got a bus stop. London Bay without buses? I don't know. He's talking about sitting and staying because he's a dog. That's the hint coin in the bus stop. There's the clock tower from the last chapter. When the hands aren't missing. Well, they might have an elevator. Apparently they rebuilt Scotland Yard because the original building was dilapidated. The icon of the city. Let's see. Fire hydrant? Yeah, of course you got a hint coin. You know, I can't believe they put one there. I guess you could call it a fire hydrant. They hid it. And coins. Dusty old spot hidden puzzle. There's a puzzle hiding in the flag. Now let's see if we solve it. Shark is on the prowl at a popular fishing spot, and it's hungry. You'll need 3 pieces of bait. Catch all the fish, but you can't throw any bait too close to the shark or it will notice and try to bite. Where should you throw the bait? Your bait attracts all fish, including sharks, within a certain range of where you throw it. Of course, you can't throw bait directly on top of the fish, or that might hurt them. I take it the way the fish is facing is important as well, or maybe it's not. Alright, 3 minutes. It says a certain range, but it doesn't say what that range is, so we should spend a move trying to figure it out, and then we can undo it. Oh, I have to actually drag? I do have to drag. Oh, now it's showing me the range. Even before I put it down. Can't put it on top of the fish. If I put it there, that won't attract the shark. There. And no, the way it's facing does not matter. But it's smack dab in the middle of these fish, but I would get the shark. If I get those four all in the corner, that seems like I cannot believe it's making me drag the bait. But then there's no way for me to get all those other ones. Can't believe it's making me drag the bait. Oh, that's a nice spot right there. Let's just undo my other moves. Look at this spot, grabbing all four. Oh, okay, it seems so obvious now. The edges are key.
This is an interesting one. Puzzles are made for solving.
There's Cat in that dress. It wants to sell its teeth. Ain't it, shark? Ernest solved the puzzle. Except I'm Ernest. Paranoia saving. Anything on the other flag? No? You say anything neat? Hello, 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 what have we here? Katrielle Layton and Company, no less. Good to see you at the yard, ma'am. Inspector Hastings is investigating the latest case with a rather small team of officers. Select few, you might say. And after your brilliant performance on the Big Ben case, I'm not at all surprised to find you among them, ma'am. Gosh, you've made a name for yourself already, miss. Yes, well, which means we'll have to work hard and solve the case, too. I have expectations to live up to now. Alright, travel inside. Oh, I'm being interrupted. Oh, I forgot to mention we can return to the agency. Alright, so that to the Layton Detective Agency button. And we can decorate the office now. I was wondering when that opened up, because I remembered that feature. Oh, and we can travel back in time and find any hidden collectibles that we missed, because they are chapter sensitive. The chapter 1 collectibles are only in chapter 1, and so on. And for the less serious-minded, redecorating can be a nice change of pace. Now, for every 4 puzzles you solve, you'll receive a decor docket. Maybe I should have waited on that other puzzle I did then. Oh, never mind. It counted. Ray. Something's not right. Oh? What is it, miss? Don't you think it's unusually quiet in here at police headquarters, considering a murder has just been reported? Yes, I suppose you're right. I don't see many officers rushing about following leads or anything. Oh look, there's Douglas Dirk, the reporter from the London Times. Let's go and ask him if he knows anything. If anyone would know, it's a reporter. There's a sign-in. Newsstand. Apparently it's got a tabloid in there. Not so friendly for dogs. How could you ever read that sign without jumping up and pulling your paws on the counter? Anything in the cabinet? Heck yeah. Wanted poster. I wanted a hit coin, and it was there. Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to talk to the guy just looking around. Alright, you first. You've got a puzzle. Hello, Miss Layton. I came across this puzzle during the course of my investigations into a certain case. I skipped the text by accident because flicking the right stick does that for some reason. You could indeed. This is a puzzling puzzle. Let's look at it. Pizza preferences. A piping hot pizza's just been delivered, so it's time to get it on the plates pronto. It's been pre-sliced, and you just need to make sure all three children have precisely the same amount. But there's always a but. There's always a but. I've read it in that voice. Each child has a particular ingredient he or she doesn't like, so you can't give them slices with toppings they won't eat. And indeed, that is a big but. And it tells you in the picture what they don't like, so at least you don't have to guess your way through that. Alright, there are 4 pizzas. They are cut into, this one's in thirds. The others are, got some halves. Then we have a 2/3 and a 1/3. I mean, 4 pizzas between 3 children, you're gonna get. So theoretically, that means you're gonna give each one 1 1/3 pizza. Although it doesn't say that you need to give them all. But the submit button doesn't come on if I just put one in each. And so I guess it's implied that you're supposed to give all the pizza. Alright, no bacon, so that half can't go to you. Let's see. So they can each get a half that doesn't that has tomato. And you don't like bacon, you don't like eggs. So this has to go to the middle child. As it the only topping that she. I give it to either of the other two, it's a topping they don't. They are fine with bacon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This isn't gonna work. Why wouldn't you just put that third in the... Right, he's a no bacon guy, she's a no tomato guy, this has to go into that bin. These no tomatoes, that is to go to him, and then this can go to her. And voila, they each have 1 1/3. Just to be sure, no tomatoes here. No eggs here. What's egg on pizza? I don't know. Maybe that's not supposed to be an egg, but sure looks like one. And no bacon here.
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
Once you know which pieces have to go to specific children, it works itself out. And now you can concentrate on your job. Saving time because I'm paranoid. Alright, you, what you got?
Hello there, you're on the same trail as me, I dare say. You heard about an incident at the Riverside Festival, I presume. A murder, no less. What a dark world we live.
It was a murder then.
Yes, probably. Or maybe not. It does seem likely. Then again...
Oh, I thought of all people you'd know at least.
Well, the word on the street is it was a murder. But the police haven't made a statement either way. Seems a bit odd, don't you think? A murder at one of London's biggest events should be front page news.
It looks like we're just gonna have to get the facts from the horse's mouth.
If by us you mean Inspector Hastings, he passed through here not long since. I pressed him to give me the lowdown, but he gave me the cold shoulder. I think he's probably still in his office.
Ah, thanks for that. We'll go and find him.
No need to thank me. All I ask in return is a little dishing on any dirt you happen to pick up. Anything at all would do.
I know I didn't give him that voice in the first chapter, but I'm just like, what can I do for him? That is what I came up with, and I'm sorry. Moving along. Now then, where is the inspector? Oh look, there he is over there. Gosh, his face is as black as thunder. This must have been a terribly troublesome case. He always looks like that. Perhaps he finds every case troublesome. Let's ask. But first, let's poke around his office. Not much of a tidying guy. Oh, another clock puzzle. Having accurate time references is a vital part of the investigative procedure. Now here's a puzzle about it. A matter of time. An old clockmaker needs help setting the time on 3 clocks. They each say different times. One is 4:05, one 2:18, and the other 3:05. One of the clocks is 32 minutes fast, another is 28 minutes slow, and one of them is stopped completely. Ugh. Right, 4:05. One of them is fast, the other is 28 minutes slow. That means the correct time is 32 minutes less than one of these. 28 minutes more than one of these. And if that's the case, then it's the 2 times that have... Hi, Celia. So if that's the case, that should mean that the clocks are an hour apart, which is 3:05 and 4:05. I even gave her a monotone dress earlier to start the new chapter. So 218's probably stopped completely. 405 must be 32 minutes fast, and 305 is 28 minutes slow. So I just need to add 28 to 305. At least that is how I'm seeing things. I've messed these up before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, look at that, 333. What are the odds of all the numbers matching in the end?
I eat puzzles like this for breakfast.
Okay, yep.
They do call me Sherlock Holmes for nothing.
When you factor in that 1 hour difference, there was no way it was anything else. Hey, look, I changed the dress. Oh golly, Cheryl, well done. Are you in training to be a police dog by any chance? Oh sure, it's what I've always dreamt of, Pinstripes. Surely Cheryl's in training to be a detective's dog, not a police dog, and he's made a very promising start. I give up. Save, cause I'm paranoid. By the way, I think during the past couple streams I've gotten a few new follows that didn't go off in the new alert box, so I just want to run those. Real quick before I forget, and thank those people involved. So, first up, 3 days ago during the Mario Maker 2 stream. Did it show up? I'm not sure if anything showed up. There should have been a little pop-up on the screen. Darn it. Am I not able to make it show up again? I thought if I went to the event list. Alerts volume. General setting. Let's try this one. Aw, oh, man. Now I don't want to load that person's Twitch page. Alright, well, I'll read the names and I'll throw up a test follow alert. Not the greatest thing. There's the follow alert. Pretend that's not my name. And instead, pretend that's going out to SA6 Beltran from Saturday. And then on Sunday, DK Prosidian and Tomalenko777. Thanked all 3 of you for the follows that probably didn't show up on screen. Because Streamlabs is stupid. Although it's weird. The raid alert worked when Mondu raided me. And I'm pretty sure the bit alerts work. And I redid all of them to match the new overlay. But the follow of all things should really work. I'm not sure what the problem with that one is. Back to poking around this office. Dusty spot, hidden treasure, magnificent mustache. That's right, we just took a mustache and threw it in our box for no reason, because it doesn't do anything except fill a screen. Oh good, we can sit in the chair. And the old chair, which is not made of leather. So steal your hint coins, which are what my channel points are named after now as well. He's got papers on the wall like a true detective, I guess. Or maybe he's just trying to imitate the guy from the conspiracy theory meme. Steal another coin from your light fixture. All the light fixtures in London tend to have coins in them. I'll have to keep that in mind next time I'm in London, which would also be the first time I'm in London because I've never been to London, and I'm not going anytime soon with the state of the world. On with the story. Ah, you're here, Cat. Good, I've been waiting for you to show up. I see you've got your usual entourage with you. We don't actually allow pets in the yard, but I'll turn a blind eye for now. I hear there was an incident at the Riverside Festival. Yeah, that's right, and the festival's in full swing already. I was actually planning on taking my better half along tonight to watch the show, but now this has happened. People are saying it's a murder. Is that right? Who told you that? Oh, it was me at the blower, wasn't it? But like I said, we don't know for sure. What exactly did happen, Inspector? Well, I'll tell you what I know so far. Early this morning, a man and woman fell from opposite banks into the Thames and haven't been seen since. But it sounds like it was no accident. The man was pushed. And it's clearly a murder. The woman, on the other hand, tucked herself in. Gosh, a murder and a suicide. You're not suggesting the two events are unrelated, but just happened to occur at the same time, coincidentally. We haven't managed to ascertain yet whether they're unrelated or not. There's people trawling the river as we speak, but we still haven't found either one of them. This is making my head hurt already. On the phone before, you said it was probably a murder, but might not be a murder. What did you mean by that? Do you know anything about the victims at all? According to our investigation so far, the girl was called Vic. The bloke was called Tim. Last name's not forthcoming. Yes, game, I do see what you did there. Both of them lived on Chancer Lane. Blow me down with a feather. Everything seems to happen on our street. Apparently, the pair were set to appear as part of the Riverside Show of Devotion tonight. I wonder who's behind all this. It's my job to find that out, Sunshine. Seems I was requested personally to handle the investigation. Not only that, I've been told not to involve too many officers. On the one hand, I'm flattered, but on the other, I'm flummoxed. There isn't exactly much to go on. I'm hampered by having so few officers at my disposal as well, which is partly why I asked you to come down here, Cat. You couldn't lend a hand, could you? I see, so that's the situation. Tell me, who is it that asked specifically for you, Inspector? I'm just on my way to see the person in question now as it happens. Tag along. I'm led to believe I can find her down at Guildhall. Guildhall? You mean the town hall on Gresham Street? Yep, that's the one. Come on, shake a leg. Alright then, lead the way. Going to the guild. Woo! Hey, if we go to the guild, can I be like a pyromancer, or do you think I have to start as like a low-level bard, or what do you think they'll make me do? Alright, gotta get that license ironed out. Although, if you want me to play the part of a bard, or several other things for that matter, you can check the channel point rewards. I'm only mentioning this because I believe Celia's first time here since I added all of those, alongside all the design changes. So this is Guildhall, is it? You can almost taste the history. It's bustling, isn't it? Especially considering the late hour. It's the Riverside Festival, that's why it's keeping everyone busy. So who is the person that asked you to handle the case? That would be the Mayor of London herself, Miss Pippa Lowanita. Oh yes, I've seen her picture in the papers. A very sharp-looking young woman. They say she's really been shaking things up since she took office. She sounds like a force to be reckoned with. That she might be, but that doesn't help us find her. Where in this rabbit warren do you suppose she's hiding? Why don't we ask that woman over there? Dave, 'cause I'm paranoid. There's an announcement board. No one's reported a missing dog, so Cheryl's not someone's missing pet, supposedly. And coin there, and there. And coins everywhere. Guild Hall, it says on the stone plaque. They've lit up the rocks. Stately building, lots of windows. I'm sorry I'm not reading all of these in case people want to see them, but go play the game yourself if you want to read every little text box of it. I've played this before and I read them all then, and I'm not doing it now. Alright, you, what's your deal? Excuse me, would you point us in the direction of Mayor Loanita's office, please? Oh, the mayor? Yes, she's, probably in her chamber. I should think so anyway. Probably.
That's it. Really makes us believe you know what you're talking about.
I'm Miss Loanita's, secretary. Hesitate. Pleased to meet you. Did you need to, see the mayor about something? She's extremely busy today. I'm not sure that she'll, have time to fill any unscheduled appointments. I didn't realize the mayor had so much to do. Oh, well, Miss Loanita is a very dedicated individual. As I'm sure you all know, she's taken it upon herself to totally revolutionize the way the city is, well, governed. At present, she's pushing forward her plans for environmental projects, as well as welfare reforms. Golly, she certainly does sound like she keeps herself busy. Yes, and of course now it's a festival as well. Is the mayor personally involved in running of the festival then? Most definitely. Mayor Loanita goes to extreme lengths to ensure the festival's success. Every year she plans a great deal of the events herself, and she's always present on site to oversee the setting up. And this year's festival is on a larger scale than last year's, so it's been all hands on deck around here. Well, I'm sorry to be disturbing you at such an obviously busy time. If you could just tell us where the mayor's office is. Of course, it's just up inside and up the stairs. What day do you know? The mayor sounds so busy. I wonder if she'll agree to meet with us. Well, it was her who asked the inspector to investigate, so I would think she'll make time. But let's go and see. We can go inside, but not before we talk to the pun on two legs. Right after I save, because she probably has a puzzle. Her name is Good Run Well Done, but my name would be Good Pun Well Done. London's a great city. I found so many puzzles running around, and here's one. Here's a puzzle. Just random puzzle. Have a puzzle. About sports. The matches are lined up to show the number 3706. By taking away one match, you can spell out the name of a sport. Which sport is it? I'm pretty sure it's golf, because if I take away the match from the 3, I can turn it into an F. And then, like, you turn it upside down and reflect it, and then it's golf. I mean, I'll give it a little more thought before I lock that in, but... And what other sport is 4 letters? Because you can take away one match to make more than 4 letters, but I really don't think you can. I'm trying to visualize how exactly... Like, I imagine they don't want you to do too much to change it from these numbers into golf. But, like, if I just flip it upside down, it's backwards. So I have to... Let me rotate my head here. Okay, yeah, it's golf. Just turn the picture upside down, which... Can I do that on OBS? Probably not while it's locked in place. Okay, there is a transformation for rotate 180. I just turned the game upside down to make my point. This is great. See, now it says G-O-L-E. And I'm going to take away from the E to make it G-O-L-F. Although the G is lowercase, which is a little weird. Because the L is capital. But, you know. Let me transform that back. I say I go to good lengths. Try and explain stuff. This is why I'm a teacher.
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
Ice on. Thanks for the puzzle. Wasn't really much of a challenge because I got it in a second and I only spent the extra time to turn my stream upside down. Alright, we should be good to move inside. Hello, Anita. Ah, that's her over there. Good. Let's go and talk to her then. There she is. But first we poke around the office, and we judge her furniture. And we steal any change we find. How dare you have a coin in your chandelier, it's mine now. How dare you have a coin in a frame, it's mine now. How do you silence a puzzle? You change the P to an M. Tell me I'm wrong. I said that before you put that in the chat pack. Welcome back. More text boxes that I'm not gonna waste people's time with, unless they want to play the game themselves and read them. There's a portrait. Dusty spot, collection item. Anything else? I can look at the trophy case. There's another hit coin. I waited to give you a chance. I succeeded rapidly. Thanks. Mayor Loanita, sorry to bother you when you're so busy. Inspector Hastings, CID. Ah, Inspector. I'm pleased to finally meet you in person. And your colleagues are... Ah, yes, these three. Well, these two and the dog are from the Layton Detective Agency. Layton Detective Agency? That's right. I've enlisted their help for this case. Miss Layton has proven herself an extremely capable crime solver. Only the other day she helped solve a very difficult case. About the clock hand. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mayor Loanita. Katrielle Layton at your service. Feel free to call me Kat if you prefer. Or Katrielle, I really don't mind. And I'm Miss Layton's loyal assistant, Ernest Greaves. Hello, Ernest. And your dog? Is she also part of the Layton team? Absolutely. Although she is a he, Cheryl performs police dog duties for us. Indispensable to the work we do.
She?
Well, that's good to hear, because the success or failure of the Riverside Festival really hinges on the resolution of this case. In fact, I hope you won't take offense, but I'd just like to see your skills in action by having you solve this little puzzle. Back at it again with boy meets girl. It's a maze. Guide them to each other along the paths. Switch between controlling the boy and girl using the bumpers. Move them with directional buttons. When they tread on a switch, any gates with matching flowers elsewhere in the maze open up. Alright, so I have to open the blue gate to get them together. In order to open the blue gate, I need to open either the red or the yellow. Let's try the red first and see why that's wrong. Actually, I don't think it's wrong because now I can have him hold the red down. I didn't even need to use the yellow.
This should do it, I think. And that's how it's done.
I took offense once, but then dogs got loose out of the backyard. Haha. Who needs a pun command when you've got Peck? But just in case, I'm gonna run the pun command anyway. Well, that's very impressive, I must say. Your puzzle-solving skills are abundantly clear, or your puzzle's abundantly easy. I'm pretty sure it's the latter. Sorry, Pack, it only goes up to 7 right now. But each of the 7 is a random pool, so you can use the same number twice and get 2 different things. Alright, she can entrust us with the case. There are a number of troubling points about the case, most notably the stark resemblance to the Legend of Thames. I'm not aware of the Legend of the Thames, I'm afraid. I seem to recall hearing something like that before, but I forget the details. Allow me to explain. The tale goes like this. Long ago, a young man and woman, each from a distinguished London household, fell in love with each other. However, two families were enemies. The couple's love was forbidden. They were forced to arrange clandestine meetings every night, each coming as close to the other as they could on opposite banks of the river. The woman's father learned of their activities, arranged one stormy night for her lover to be pushed into the river. What a stinker. The current was too strong for the man and he was swept away to his death. Witnessing her lover's tragic end, the woman was heartbroken, threw herself into the river as well, ending her own life. I see. It's said that the couple's bodies were found days later, locked in embrace. From then on, the ghosts of the couple were believed to draw young lovers to the river on clear, starlit nights, as they lamented their tragic fate. So to appease the uneasy souls of departed lovers, a festival was established. And that's the origin of the current Riverside Festival, I presume. That's right. It's a terribly sad story, but in the end, the couple were united in love. Which is what led to the belief that gazing at your love across the River Thames will bless your relationship with good luck. Ah yes, the idea behind the Riverside Show of Devotion, which is happening tonight, of course. But what an extraordinary similarity between the legend and the case we're currently investigating. Yes, it's either an incredible coincidence or someone contrived to mimic the legend on purpose. Interesting. It's a terrible shame that such a dreadful crime has sullied the festival. So many Londoners have been looking forward to it. We must get to the bottom of it at once so that people's minds can be put at rest. You're welcome for the metal fan joke. I was told you'd asked me to lead back. Oh, I was told you'd asked me to lead this investigation using a small team of officers. I don't understand why you wouldn't want the whole force working on it. If it's important to get it resolved quickly. Yes, the problem is a great many members of the public are present at the scene because of the festival. Send in swaths of police officers will utterly destroy the atmosphere. After all, we're not even sure if it's a murder, an accident, or a suicide that we're dealing with. I should like to avoid alarming the public by keeping the investigation as low-key as possible. See, still. Inspector Hastings. Everyone tells me what a talented police officer you are. They do? Yes, I hear you're dedicated and passionate about your work. One of the most admired detectives at Scotland Yard. I mean, a lot of the Layton characters probably have that problem pack. Which is why I know I can rely on you to carry out this investigation swiftly, because your face wouldn't fit a mask. Well, I don't know what to say. After such high praise, I can hardly turn you down. Thank you, Inspector, and I'm grateful to you too, Miss Layton, and your assistant. Now, I'm afraid I'm rather busy. After the show of devotion tonight, the mayor always makes a speech. Of course, we'll let you get on. Thank you. The festival is very close to my heart, so I do hope you'll get results soon. You just leave it to me, Lissawell with Lowanita. One of the most admired detectives at Scotland Yard. He's certainly dedicated and passionate about his job, but that's something of an overstatement, isn't it? She'll hear you, Miss Layton. Hey.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, this character. This one.
Hmm?
You're that so-called detective who thinks you solve cases with gut feelings and instinct, aren't you?
Do I know you?
I'm Emiliana Perfetti, forensic analyst and profiling expert. Unlike some people, I base my deductions on hard evidence, facts and figures.
Well, that all sounds very impressive.
Yeah, impressively stuck up.
Anyway, I'm investigating this case. To be perfectly honest, your involvement is a headache I could do without. You should just leave it to the professionals.
Well, as long as the case is solved in the end, does it matter if it's facts or fortuity that get you there? There's no doubt in my mind that I'll solve this mystery.
Oh?
So, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. If you call rolling dice and drawing tarot cards work.
Katrielle Layton. Just because you're Professor Layton's daughter. Va bene? We'll see how far your methods get you.
Yes, Bakshi is very Italian. That's not why I said this character. I said it because it's the rival for the rest of the game, where it's gonna be like, you're doing it wrong. I've been in this business longer than you. And you all know what kind of arc that character takes over the course of the game, so, look forward to it. She's a profiler, pretty well respected down at the yard. Eliana Perfetti's her name. We call her Perfect Perfetti. A profiler? You mean someone who analyzes criminals and their motives? Something like that. Profiling's all about evaluating physical evidence and reconstructing crime scenes and the like. Perfetti's got a real knack for figuring out details about criminals by gathering a ton of information and analyzing everything she finds. She's trapped in other cases that have had anyone else stumbled at the yard. Sounds like she's a very talented lady. Yeah, and I think if we don't pull our claws out, she's gonna steal our thunder and solve this case before we do. Alright, Cheryl. And while we're building our reputation, we could really do solving some high-profile cases like this ourselves. Well, I'm gonna head back to the yard and see how investigation's progressing. What about you? I think we'll start by heading to the river where the incidents took place. Alright, well thanks, Kat. This isn't just about the pleasing the mayor, of course. It's about allowing Londoners to enjoy the festival. I hear you loud and clear, Inspector. So we'll be running along. Before we head to the river, 1, save cause I'm paranoid. And 2, let's briefly suspend the investigation and take a look at the detective agency because we haven't done that yet. Take a look at the pinboard to choose a chapter if you want to go back to an old one. Back to the feng shui chair to rearrange furniture. That's why we're here. I figure my excuse here is that we're on our way down to the river, so let's take a brief break and decorate the office. Blah blah blah, I know how this works. Yes, yes. So here's a look at how the office currently is and what Katrielle's currently wearing. I can get a full screen view of it if you'd like. We're able to change the wallpaper, the floor, the curtains, the rug, the table, the chair, the sofa, and the sofa cushion. Right off the bat, we do have a retro style unlocked. For just about everything. You can mix and match as you please. And every 4 puzzles, we're able to buy 1 new item. So, chat, any preferences on any of these items that need to be changed that we should look into shopping for? Now that you mention it, orange rug with green wall, I mean, really. So, we can have national pride. Or I can have this blue one that I think looks pretty decent. Got this pink one. Ancient civilization rug. And the patchwork rug. Which rug is for us? Although there's also, before we buy anything, there is also the existing orange rug and the checkerboard rug, which we have by default. Which rug do we like? The patchwork is more modern. Does it matter if it's modern? And personally, I think the Union Jack is the most modern. I will purchase the Ancient Civilization rug. Let's see. Have fun with that pack. I will enjoy the new rug, which we will immediately leave to continue investigating, you know, a murder or something like that. The curtains probably fit well enough with that rug right now. Maybe the walls could be a little different. No, you cannot change the ceiling, so some of these just might not do it. Hey, there's the ancient civilization walls. If we want to tie the room together, or we can go sophisticated. Although, what's not sophisticated about having an ancient civilization on your walls? And I'm not even gonna wait for anyone to chime in. I'm just gonna buy the ancient wall. Do we also have an ancient floor? There is an ancient floor. I could complete the whole ensemble. Yeah, well, except the rest of the ancient furniture. I don't have enough decor ducats for that. Right, my name is Azran. And I mean, the ancient civilization is absolutely the Azran legacy reference for the game, so like... I need a guardian, huh? Where'd it go? Ow! Don't mind me, I'm just hitting myself in the head with stuff. Wait. Ah. There we go. Now we've got the guardian. Okay, I can't make it stay on my head. Can I get it in frame at least? We'll see how long this lasts before gravity takes over. There. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, little guardian buddy? This is a home for you. Alright, so I'll go back to the board. Blah 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 blah. Menus. I understand how to read a menu. Then chapter 1. I actually missed 2 puzzles? No, this is a second playthrough. I played this on 3DS when it came out. But for stream purposes, I thought, let's show off a late in game and see what the deluxe version offers. Alright, let's resume case 2. Maybe I'll go back to those 2 puzzles at some point. I was gonna recap the story even though I've just been playing the story. Not like I turned the game off. Alright, let's go to the river. So this is where the festivities take place, is it? More going on than I expected, actually. Oh look, ice cream! Later! Right, Cheryl, I was only joking. The investigation comes first, I know. Oh, freshly baked muffins! Just smell that. Joking, were you? Really? Wouldn't know anything had happened, wouldn't you? Everyone seemed to be having a jolly good time. Much of our reporter friend, Douglas Dirt, is to be believed. The public are well aware of the incident. Perhaps we should talk to a few members of the public while we're here. Save, cause I'm paranoid. The gravity is taking effect. The Guardian's not gonna last much longer.
Arr, have you heard the rumors about what happened this morning? They say something was shoved into the river, and a lass chucked herself in on the other bank. 'Tis just like the legend of the Thames, so it is. I used to sing sea shanties about it when I was a lad. Now I'm here. I've just found out about something called the Riverside Show of Devotion. It's sad about the missing couple and everything, but I still want to enjoy the show.
Lights, pretty. Lights, hint coin. Lights, collection item. Bridge, not falling down. Sentences, I'm not talking in them. Blah blah blah, river. Hint coin and Big Ben. Hidden puzzle. Blah 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 puzzle. I'm actually amazed this thing is still holding on. Use 3 enclosures to make a bid for the chicks. Make sure all the chicks are contained. And of course they cannot overlap or have chick on top of them. Well, actually they can overlap. Okay, there's some sort of trick to this, of course. Trying to remember what it was. The majority of these puzzles I solved on 3DS once upon a time. There might be a few that are added to Deluxe that I haven't seen before. But this is not one of them. This was definitely in the original game. So I'll get there. Definitely get there. Just been a while. Is this? Aha!
I've seen how to solve
I feel like
this
I
now.
was just kind of finagling it,
Puzzles
but
are made for solving.
there you go. Oh, cramped, so what? Isn't that right, Guardian? Hey, we can buy more furniture for our Guardian friend now. I won't do that right away. I don't want to interrupt the game every 4 puzzles just to appease the Guardian, but at some point. Oh wow, this is the Riverside Festival. I can't believe it. It's the best. I know, isn't it just the best? I suppose it is the most famous festival in London. I heard it was really boring though, so just look at these people here. Coming here was just the best idea, Benji. I really wanted us to take part in the show of devotion tonight, but apparently you would do a blind event. Oh no, really? But I wanted everyone to see how in love we are. Feels rather like the tragic incidents have actually attracted more people down here. Yes, it was always something of a low-key event before the Riverside Festival. I think perhaps not very many people were ever really aware of it. So it seems that since people got wind of the incident, they've decided to come down here and see what the festival's all about. That's poor taste, that is. Well, it's the way of the world, Cheryl. It's only when things make the headlines, for whatever reason, that people realize what they're missing. Much like how all these people in the presence of a great detective at this very moment, but they have no idea. Alright, at this point I am just gonna get the Guardian off my chest manually. Can't go stretching out the collar too much. Also, my chest is starting to hurt from supporting it. But thanks for your appearance, Guardian. We love you. Alright. We still haven't found anything more about the incidents, have we? Oh, there are so many people here for the festival, but no one actually seems to have seen what happened. Well, let's not forget the incidents took place on both banks of the river. We should go and investigate the other side as well. Coming, miss. Over the bridge we go. So this is where the missing woman threw herself into the river, then? It's dead quiet on this bank compared to the other side. Yes, but there are still plenty of passers-by. Somebody may have seen something. But how will we ever find them? Well, we certainly won't find out anything unless we start asking people some questions. Or we start looking around for change, like in this can. Or in this tackle box. Ooh, fashion farthings, even better. More lights. Yes, these are the same lights we just looked at from farther away. And yet you had more to say about them. 10 hint coins all at once. Hey, talk about this bridge. That's the abridged version since I sped through it. Alright, we got that cat and the fisherman. Save, cause I'm paranoid. Reminder, I saved so much because I want all the Picarots to unlock all the bonus content. So if I get a puzzle solution wrong, I'm gonna reboot the game. And I don't want to have to redo too much at any one given time. Yes, meow, he's got a puzzle. Meow, let's solve it. Meow. Bringing up the rear. Oh, it's one of these. Alright, A says, I could see C, because we were walking together. D says, I could see a few people ahead of me. D says, D was walking in front of A. E says, I didn't see anyone. E says, B was walking behind C. No one passed each other. Who arrived last? Alright, so, of course, D didn't see anyone. That puts them in the front. But writing with motion controls is hard. Maybe I'll use the stick. Okay, D was in front. Let's assume they were walking this way. And D was in front of A, so A was anywhere else. Unless they mean directly in front of A. But A says they could see C, so they don't mean directly. I might be able to assume C, then A. B saw a few people ahead of them, meaning potentially A and C. Or potentially E as well. B was walking behind C. That puts B and E both behind C, but if E could see B, then that puts E behind B in order for him to see that in the first place. He backed. Which would mean E arrives last, but let me double check that. Remember, students, always check your work, especially in algebra. Double check that along all the statements. C and A were together, check. B had more than one person ahead of them, check. D was in front of A, check. D didn't see anyone, check. B was behind C, that means E saw B and C, check.
A good puzzle is something you have to chew over. They do call me Sherlock Holmes for nothing.
There, he's done it. Who knows? Meow, meow, meow. Mr. Fisherman, what do you know? Good evening, sir. What have you caught? Anything? Ah, fellow night fisherman are you? Well, what have I caught, you ask? Let me see. Fish. Yes, I've caught fish. Oh, dearie me. I'm not sure we're going to have much luck with this chap. We're investigating the incident that occurred here earlier today. Do you know anything about it? Incident? What incident? Oh, you mean that incident. So you know about it? The woman who fell into the river. Know about it? I saw it. Saw it with my own eyes. Bingo, an eyewitness. That is fishy. Thank you, Cheryl. Could you tell us what you saw, please? Who saw? Me? Yes, you just said that you saw what took place with your own eyes. Oh yes, of course. The place. Yes, I saw them alright. Although it's unusual to see place here. They might have been soul. No, not fish. We're asking about the woman who fell into the river. A woman, you say, in the river. Do you know, I think I might have seen something like that. Or did I? Make up your mind, your old man. Holy mackerel, your dog made me jump with that odd-sounding bark. Actually, it's made me remember something. Really? It was this morning, early. Sun wasn't quite up yet. I was here fishing as usual. Anyway, nothing was biting, and I was just gazing over at the opposite bank absent-mindedly when it happened. I could make out a fellow standing there, and then another figure appeared behind him and shoved him in. What happened to the man who fell in? Well, I didn't see him thrashing about or anything. He just vanished. I don't know if he went under straight away or if he was washed downstream or what. Then, whoever did it just ran off. Just like that, without a second glance. It's a murder then, no doubt about it. There's more to this case though, Ernest. Carry on please, sir. What else can you tell us? Well, before I even had time to be surprised, a woman on this side of the river threw herself in as well. You're certain about that? She definitely threw herself in. Dead certain. I've got a memory like I've got a great memory, me. Says who? She was a young woman. She was standing not far from me, just looking into the water with a sad look in her eyes. But I never expected her to jump in. And it was the same with her. She disappeared straight away. Once she hit the water, I never saw her again. Someone must have called the old Bill because they were here not long after. I don't think they found her though. So the woman really did throw herself in. It was a suicide then. Did you get a look at whoever it was who pushed the man into the other bank, sir? Oh, I saw them all right, yes. I couldn't really tell you what they looked like. The river was wide here, see? It's a fair all distance to make out any distinguishing features. So you couldn't see the culprit's face, then? Sorry, not at all, no. I couldn't even guess at the person's height, let alone describe their face. I see. Well, you've still given us a very valuable statement, sir. Thank you. You've been a real help. Real help? Why, have you spotted some? Don't worry, I'll grab the bait and we'll hook them together. Oh, no, it's alright. Thank you again for your time. Goodbye now. The opposite bank is too far away for our fisherman friend to have made out the face of the person responsible. Aha! I've had an idea. Ernest, could you sprint over to the other side of the river now? Just sprint over? That's the best part of a mile. He's not your dog's body cat. Oh, I don't mind. Eh? You don't mind? Of course not. I'd be delighted to do it. Delighted to? Are you barking? Now what are you grinning like that for? Have you forgotten the legend? When you gaze at each other from opposite banks of the Thames, your love will... never mind. I'll be on my way. As quickly as you can, please, Ernest. Now that is a bad case of puppy love. That was a long way. Now then, Miss Layton should be just over. Yes, there she is. You, Miss Layton? The other bank certainly is a long way off. I can't make out Ernest's face from here. The old fisherman was right, it seems. Aren't you gonna wave back? The little tyg's gonna wave his arm muscle off in a minute. It looks like the witness statements aren't going to help us identify the culprit. We'll just have to find other avenues. You're not hearing me at all, are you? Throw him a bone, cat.
Two people killed in exactly the same way as the legend. Coincidence? There's no such thing as coincidence.
Not necessary for a fully rendered cutscene? I don't know. I'm back. I was waving and waving. Did you see me, miss? No. You didn't? I was deep in thought, Ernest. Oh, I see. Gosh, that sprint must have been catching up with me. I feel shattered all of a sudden. Don't be disheartened, Pinstripes. The road to true love is never easy. Ernest, there's no time to catch your breath, I'm afraid. We'll have to find out more about the victims now. Both the man who was pushed and the woman who threw herself in were residents of Chancellor Lane, according to Hastings. So let's head back there and see if we can find anything that might be useful. Oh, hey. This time around our clues are gonna fit together to make the man and the woman. Here's the man's right arm and half his torso. Man pushed, a woman throwing herself into the river, exactly as in the Legend of the Thames. Could it be a deliberate mimicking? Back we go. I do see the frame drops. I mean, I have seen them for a little while, but they usually work themselves out by now. Maybe if I stop and start... Oh, it's starting to shoot back up. Oh, no, no, it's not. And oh man. What is happening with OBS? Just dropping more and more frame. I think I'm gonna have to stop and start. Gonna keep the local recording going, but apologies for this pause. I suppose that emote's appropriate. It's based on the everything is fine meme. I mean, I don't want to have to stop the recording and make a new one, but I might have to. Yeah, I think I've got no choice. So this will be the end of this recording, but the stream's not over.